In B2B marketing, one of the best things that you can do to distinguish yourself is to have fun with your customers, even if you're not directly pushing the thing that you want to sell. I'm Courtney Eckerle, Managing Editor of MarketingSherpa here at DMA's annual event, And Then. And with me is Aaron Dunn, who is the CMO of Intronis, and Richard Delahaye. Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So how have you distinguished Intronis with your customers?
Yeah, so Intronis sells to a very specific type of people. We sell to IT service providers who are really focused on helping small businesses with their data protection requirements. And these people are very busy. They have a lot going on. They have to run their business. They also have to help their customers with their problems. So we were looking for a way that we could sort of break through that noise. And we were discovering that with our targets, just traditional email and phone calls wasn't really sort of getting through. So our CEO actually challenged us. He said, "Hey, what if you could do a direct mail piece?" And our first reaction, although kind of ironic being here at the DMA show, was, direct mail. Wow, really? But we started to dig into it and we started to think about it. And one of the things that we realized is that our target audience, the people we sell to, are generally speaking men between the ages of 30 and 50. So with that as insight, we started thinking around, okay, what kind of thing could we send to them that would really kind of get them to engage with us and sort of think about Intronis in a different way? Richard here is our Director of Marketing, had that challenge, and he went off, and I think he looked at lots of different things, right? What did you look at?
Yeah, so I mean, we knew that they were technical people, they were people who wanted to make technology part of their life, part of their career. And a lot of them, the owners, the presidents or the CEOs of these IT service providers. And so we thought, well, what could be a piece of technology they could get excited about? And so we thought about drones, we thought about gadgets, all this kind of stuff. And eventually we came up, I found, I think it was on Toys R Us, that they now sell an Atari, one of the kind of original Ataris. It looks like the Atari, the original, but it works with any TV now. So we thought this would be I remember running into Aaron's office going, I think I've got it. This is something that you can plug in and play, although we had to include the batteries to make sure they could do that. It works because these guys, they all remember the Atari. Either it was the first console that they ever played, or it's something their father gave them, or it's something they gave to their son. And so it sort of has that emotional connection, and that's very difficult to do in B2B.
Yeah, and it was very important too, is that they could use it right away. Right, so a lot of times in sort of a two-step marketing campaign, direct mail campaign, you'll send something that's not usable, and then they have to take a meeting with you to actually take advantage of that. We went completely differently and said, hey, we're sending you this Atari console, and you can use it, and it is yours. Right, if you took the call to action and took the next step with Intronis, we'd actually upgrade that to an Xbox. So there was a lot of value in that, for our prospects. But what was really sort of amazing as we rolled out the campaign is how much this device, how much this Atari, which again, you have to be a certain demographic to remember it, but it really resonated sort of on an emotional level with folks.
So you're playing into that nostalgia and getting people to associate that sort of emotion with your company.
That's right. Had nothing to do with our product.
Right. But so the way it works is, they get the box, and then they open it up, and then we actually stuck the letter to the Atari itself, and you pull it out. And the key thing is that what the letter says is, hey, not all technology or old technology is retro cool. Right, because everybody loves to spend a couple of minutes playing on an Atari, whether it's one of those classic games. So then the tie-in is, yes, not all retro technology is this cool. You need to upgrade the technology that you have, and that's where the Intronis tie-in comes in.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So what are the different touch points of this campaign for your sales team?
Yeah, so it's really it's a truly integrated campaign, but we have the benefit of having a very active sales force. So this starts with actually us sending an email out to the prospect saying, hey, look in the mail for something cool coming your way very soon. And then we send the box, as Richard showed. It's highly personalized, it's customized. We actually did this all ourselves. We didn't use an outside house for lots of reasons. One of which was cost, of course, but another which was to make sure that we can maintain and own that the touch, and then sort of test a bunch of different things along the way. And Richard will tell you about testing the different kinds of boxes, down to that level. So then we send out the box to the prospects, and we also track when they're going to get there. So as soon as we know that they've landed in their office, then our sales team follows up. And it's really kind of quite a process from there. Richard's team is, once they're out the door, they're like tracking it on UPS. Okay, when's it going to get there? And then alerting the salespeople that it's there, and they should call.
I would, and obviously preparing the list, as always with direct mail, is such a massive part of what we do. So we, whenever we know we're going to send a wave out, we're probably building a list 1 or 2 weeks in advance. We have it triple verified by the sales team and by marketing as well. But there's an additional touch point which maybe very few DM campaigns would have, which is that there's the visibility within Intronis of the fact that we've got stacks of these consoles sitting in the office, and then we're actually packing them, and the sales team is right there on the floor, and they can see all this activity. And so it creates this fantastic dynamic, because the sales guys, a lot of them are quite junior, and they say, wow, marketing's really doing something for us. We better make sure that we follow up on this campaign.
We do have a landing page. There's a call to action on the box, but our team is pretty good. So we get some of those form fills, but really it's the follow up is where the rubber really meets the road. And the feedback that we get from our prospects and even from our sales team is really amazing. We're like, wow, this is the best campaign I've ever seen. Some people are like, oh, I didn't get the box, but then they realize that someone else intercepted the box and took it home. One of the things we learned is that we really need to send this out early in the week, because things sort of tend to die if it hits the weekend. Somebody will take it home, and sort of loses the momentum. So we tested an amazing number of variables, but we discovered that if we don't get it on Monday or Tuesday morning, we shouldn't bother, because we lose the momentum in the week. So a lot of those little learnings along the way have been really interesting.
Yeah. And one of the best feedback or best bits of feedback that I think we got was a lot of the people that we're sending it to, because they're the leaders of those businesses. When they get it, they say, "This is what I want my marketing team to do.
Right.
This is the kind of creativity I want to create or have happening in my company." And so we've had sort of CEOs say, "I want to set up a call with you guys so you can talk to my marketing people and tell them how you came up with this idea and how we can do the same kind of thing." So.
Wow, it's one of the best compliments you can get from your
Exactly.
customers.
As marketers, right? We appreciate that for sure.
So it sounds like your team had just as much fun with this as your customers did.
Some days.
Yeah, I mean, we set it up in the office, and to check that the thing would actually work in the first place. So we all.
You had to check that it would work.
Yes,
of course. Testing is important. Quality assurance.
None of us have one in our house. It's okay.
It's been a great success. We've been running it for over a year now. We've sent over 1,000 Ataris now, and to our the very top tier of our prospect database, it's been very successful.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
So how are you going to keep up this momentum?
Well, we have a lot of things, in the works, of course. This campaign continues. We've been running it for, actually almost a year now. Actually, maybe a little over a year. And the metrics continue to, really blow us away. I mean, we're still running at about a 700% ROI. And we use, as a SaaS business, we use a cost of acquisition number, and it's incredibly efficient, sort of mind-bogglingly efficient. So we looked at the experience that we're having with this and said, okay, what are the kinds of things can we do? We have a number of ideas. We did some work with other gadgets. Said, all right, if our audience likes gadgets, what other kinds of gadgets might resonate with them? We did a whole campaign in July around giveaway a day. So you could register, for a giveaway every day if you like or you could register once, take a meeting with sales, and get entered for the whole month. So that was a lot of fun. A lot of work, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the great thing about those campaigns, because we did a similar one back around Cyber Monday, is that by presenting a lot of gadgets to our audience and sort of letting them kind of self-select which ones we're interested in, it gives us good intelligence as to the kinds of stuff that they like. I think one of the big winners was the Apple TV, right? So I didn't even know what an Apple TV was. And our audience absolutely loves it. They went crazy for them, and that was an email-based campaign that we did, they love Apple TVs. So we use a lot of the different campaigns, not just to produce results in that moment, but also as sort of super sleuthing what the next what the next big thing's going to be.
I think one of our big ideas, and who knows whether or not we'll actually do it, but I know Richard's excited to give away an actual Atari, from the arcade.
I thought we said we weren't going to share that.
Oh yeah, we'll see if we do it, but it's been a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Well, Aaron, Richard, thank you so much for sitting down and sharing your campaign with us.
Thank you, Courtney. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks.
Right.
And if you would like to see more interviews from And Then, visit MarketingSherpa.com/DMA.